Hello, my name is Kneeland. I'm a graduate student in the Master's in Data Science program, and this is my athletic performance codebook presentation. So, for my project introduction, the idea is to utilize data from multiple sources to optimize athlete performance. So, athletes nowadays have a plethora of sensors that they use to track their lives, and this spans across like their heart rate, tracking the cadence of their strokes per minute while swimming, or the number of disturbances they had while sleeping. So whether they're like working out, sleeping, or eating, they always have ways to track it, but not many solutions for how to interconnect it. So the idea here is to combine data from Strava or Training Peaks, which contains activity and exercise data, Whoop, which contains sleep and recovery data, and Freestyle Libra, to which contains glucose level and diet data, and all of that together to better optimize athlete performance. So Strava and Training Peaks contain similar data sets. They both pertain to the exercise or activities that a user does. However, Strava is a social media application. So the data found there is of slightly lower quality in comparison to Training Peaks. This is because Training Peaks is an application that athletes can be provided like training plans from expert coaches and whatnot. So with this, we get access to the activities that the athlete was supposed to complete in their workout, as well as the full workout data from Training Peaks. The only problem is that I personally don't have access to a Training Peaks account yet, so they also don't have a public API. So I would plan to use like Strava's API to get data in the meantime. So the code book for Training Peaks might be a little different, but some of the features in this current code book that I have contains like the name of the workout, the type that they did. So that's nominal, run, ride, swim, hike, walk, the level of effort that the user felt they put into the activity, how far they went in their workout in meters, the duration of the workout, the number of calories they burned in the workout, and their max heart rate. But there's also average heart rate and a couple other ones too, including speed. Um, Whoop, for the Whoop codebook, Whoop is a wearable fitness tracker that uses both exercise and sleep data with the goal to calculate the overall recovery score for a user. So the more you wear this monitor, the more accurate and consistent the data is. So the user generally never takes it off. They don't even actually have to take it off to charge it. So Whoop has a API available, and this provides data on like cycling exercises and other workouts, recovery, sleep, and even just data on the users themselves. So some of the features in this code book include sleep, like the score for how they, or this like word score for how they slept, right? Poor, fair, good, excellent. The amount of time they slept in hours, or minutes even. The sleep efficiency, so the ratio of time spent asleep to the time spent in bed. Average body temperature during sleep. In Fahrenheit, this could also probably go throughout the night and where it fluctuated. The recovery score out of 100 for a user after they slept and woke up the next day. The number of times the user was disturbed in their sleep, and even the sleep cycle count, so how many cycles they went through, whether it's light sleep, deep sleep, or REM sleep. And there's a whole lot more information that Whoop gives. This is just a partition of what the code book would be. Next, we have Freestyle Libra. This is a glucose tracking monitor that lasts about 2 weeks at a time. So this one works by inserting like a very thin plate near your shoulder that also consists of a very thin needle to access your blood. Um, with the newer models, it's able to even stream glucose data to your phone every minute, which is great. Along with this, users can enter in the types of foods that they've been eating and the amounts of food that they food that they consumed. And unfortunately, there's no API for this one to access. So this data is only available by logging into a portal and downloading a CSV of the glucose report. So some of the features in this codebook include the type of record, like historic or scan, right? Is it the sensor you're using right now or the one you used before? The historic glucose, so levels recorded in the past. Ketone levels measured in millimoles per liter. the food type, the user would have to manually enter this in, and the carbohydrates consumed in grams, and that would correlate, or that would go along with the amount of food that you ate. And people would probably have to, or users would probably have to measure it on a scale to get an accurate count for that. So, proposal for an athlete performance optimization system. So, the proposal is to devise a system that connects multiple data sources to optimize athlete performance through the availability of comprehensive information on key factors, including physical activity, sleep, recovery, nutrition, and levels of blood sugar. In the case that I would need to work with any of this data, my brother is a national champion triathlete who's got an abnormally large amount of data on Strava, Training Peaks, and Whoop. So just for fun, I would get him to wear one of the Libra or Freestyle Libra monitors, so that for a couple of weeks, and get him to get some glucose data for him to track that along with it too. I believe that this system could help answer many questions using data-driven approaches too. So, for example, how would, like, let's say, how would an exercise shorter than an average exercise, along with a higher glucose level effect, or yeah, along with a higher glucose level affect like the sleep score that that athlete or user gets the next day, right? How would those factors again affect their recovery and the workout that they do the next day or the sleep that they have the next day? How is all of that interconnected? So, some of the higher level models for developing the system include data collection. We need a program to collect, clean, and pre-process the data from Strava, Training Peaks, Whoop, and Freestyle Libra. So that would pull together API information and information from a CSV all into one coherent style or format. So next, we would need a data model to put that collected data into, and we would probably most likely connect that onto timestamps. That would be the main key that would hold them together. And similarly, we'd have to figure out what type of database we'd want to use for that too. So next we have data explanation and analysis, exploration and analysis. So once we have all of this data here, we need to figure out how exactly it interconnects, what insights we can build. So tools like Power BI and Tableau could be used to explore how the data connects, just with overall data visualizations, or we could use libraries like scikit-learn to train models on the data once we have a good understanding of it, to just do more advanced analytics and see what we can figure out. Yeah, that is my proposal and my code book. Thank you.